Well, hello once again. It's Ron Carty here at the Expat Club, where we meet every Tuesday at the Hotel Barracuda. And as again, I'm going to interview our speaker, a very, very interesting speaker, Ken Fagan. If you'd like to just say hello quickly.
Hello, everyone.
But interesting, right? Really, Ken has spent 6 years and 30,000 miles sailing around the world. And the first question I've got to ask you is, what made you do that? Where did you get the idea from?
It wasn't an idea. It just it become. I've done so much solo sailing, coastal stuff that you just can do it, and you do it, and you do it, and then you start thinking, you know what? It's about time to start looking further afield. And I had a guy I found that was crossing the Atlantic, and he wanted a crew, and that was the big learning curve. And by the time I'd gone and done that with him, it was time to do it. And then you got the where you got to tell people, I'm going to go and sail around the world.
How did that go down?
Well, it goes down okay, but when you say that, and that's the last bit you do, you go find your boat, start thinking, I'm doing this, I'm planning it, and then you just go, right, 6 months time, I'm off, I'm leaving the UK, I'm sailing around the world. When you do that, you're committed. That's the easy thing. Once you get committed,
you also mentioned there's a
can't pull
difference
out.
between coastal sailing and ocean sailing.
Massive difference. One's about survival, the other one you're getting into a port the next night. If I was going down the coast, say to from Brighton, 50 mile away, I would hammer the boat because if something breaks, I can get it fixed.
True.
When you are coastal sailing, it doesn't matter to you when you're ocean sailing, whether it takes 17 days or 20 days. You've got to let time go. But you want to do it in 20 days because you want to de-stress everything. You want to take the stress, the pressure off the boat. The game is to get from one point to the other, safe and sound, with minimal breakages.
All right, now you said safe and sound, but the first thing you mentioned was that en route you met a fin whale, is that right?
Yeah, that was my closest encounter with a whale. They can be quite fatal. It could have ended my journey very quickly. They're 27 metres long. I've never Googled the weight of them. Windsong's 15. So he's twice the size of me, and I'm going to do serious damage if I run into him.
Yeah, you
know?
Yeah, but what was good as well, you spoke about all the different places that you went to and of interest, but one of the places you mentioned was the Galapagos and the things that you saw there.
Yeah, Galapagos was... a lot of sailors bypass it because of the cost of going in.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's $1,500.
Oh.
And I thought, well, I'm never going to probably be in that part of the world again. So $1,500, is it going to change my life?
True.
It ain't. So, yeah, and I would have been kicking myself had I not have gone in and seen it. A lot of people say, there's another way there, what sailors do, they leave the boat in Panama and fly out. It costs you 300 quid for your flight. You spend a couple of days there in a hotel, and you get back on your boat. But for me, it was about bringing Windsong there through the Panama Canal to all these strange places, but with Windsong.
No, bloody incredible. And then also you managed to come up against COVID.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, and you
like
spoke
everyone.
About getting locked in. I mean, we've all been locked in, but you got locked in, especially in Indonesia.
I got into Jakarta, and they took my papers, said I'm going nowhere. That was the end of that, and it went on for 20 months, near enough, 16 months. I was there for 20 months, last 4 months fighting to get vaccinated. So I had papers to get out and get into other countries. It was a long stay. It's where Tiki the sailor cat joined me. She sailed all the way from Jakarta with me, all the way back to the UK. She's now residing in the UK. The idea was to leave her there and get myself sorted here and ship her out. I've had a quote for 70,000 baht to get her back. And I give her to a mate in Sussex who's got a house with a garden. She's never been in a garden. And she's loving life back there. And his kids have fallen in love with her. So, I think I will see Tiki next time back. I don't think I want to put her through 20 hours in a crate, getting shipped across, getting vets sticking injections in her.
Cats are funny. Once you get one, you fall in love with them.
Yeah, she was my mate.
Yes.
She kept me sane during that period, and during a few storms. I apologised to her for getting her into this.
But
shit.
you end up talking
Yeah,
to her.
that's it. She was the one I talked to. Yeah, that was it.
Interesting. Oh, look, fantastic. And then now you're here in Thailand. So, welcome to a totally different world.
Yeah.
You ever going to set sail again?
I don't know. I'm going to have I've rented a condo here for a year. I'll look at a bit of property here, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get the bug again. It's nice to be at home and open a washing machine, chuck your clothes in.
Yeah.
I mean, life, you don't realise how living on land is so
It's true.
much easier than living at sea. It's like I've got just to wash clothes up, to stick them in the dinghy, stick the engine on the dinghy, get to shore,
dear.
pull the dinghy up the beach, get off, find the laundry, go back next day, collect them back in the dinghy, and your constant fight for fresh water.
Totally different. But I have said, should you decide to go out to sea again, for everybody, I've put my hand up and volunteered to join you. True or not?
Yeah, you have, but you don't know what I'm like as a skipper.
Anyway, listen, on behalf of the expat, I'm going to thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, it's great.
I think we will call you back sometime again in the future to talk about specific areas because you've got so much there.
There's so much input in little parts of it, yeah.
No,
there's a
bloody
bit that I said earlier about what Brexit has actually done to British sailors. You could do we'll probably string out a talk on that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, well, once again, thanks, Fagan. Come and join us every Tuesday, Hotel Barracuda, Expat Club. See you then.